Hello, Derek. How are you?
Ernest, I'm excellent. Welcome to Action to Go Go.
Thank you, man. Thank you very much.
And thank you so much for taking the time to sit down with me. I had a chance to watch the movie. Awesome, intense. I'm sure you can tell we love that sort of thing here. Congratulations, it's fantastic.
Thank you very much. I'm glad you like it.
Excellent.
Seriously, yeah.
Yeah, so what drew you to this movie in the first place? How did you get involved?
Marco and Scott are friends. They were working, I don't know if John Wick or something before that, and they wanted to do a movie together again. And I made Marco's movies in Chile, our action, Latin action movies. And he told Scott, hey, Ernesto, maybe can direct our movie. Let's talk to him. So we talked, we started figuring out the story, and that's how it started. That's how I got involved in it.
Excellent. Yeah, a little movie, John Wick 4. Maybe it's
Yeah.
Yeah, I've done some catching up and research, and you've done quite a few movies with Marco,
Yeah.
right? So I imagine at this point you like working with each other. How have you seen him developed over the course of these? I think it's 5 or 6 films. You've at least been attached to each other in some, but you've worked directly together. How do you think he's developed, and what was that able to bring? What was he able to bring to this movie over that development?
Well, I don't know if you know, but we are friends since high school. We
Oh,
met
wow. Okay.
yeah, we were really, I mean, we started making movies in for English classes, so the evolution comes from there to this movie, and well, I think Marco is now a much better actor than before. He can handle these crazy characters and different characters. And we wanted to take a challenge for this one to do something that we haven't done before. And this is the first movie that we make together that Marco is the bad guy. He was always the hero and I was the bad guy. So I'm proud of him because his performance is really what we wanted it to be, like freaky, scary, and that's what we wanted. We wanted a psychopath that could fight martial arts.
Well, that's a
So yeah,
Well, he does a fantastic job. I mean, he's an amazing guy. Obviously, I had no idea your relationship went that far back.
yeah.
I've worked, or I've had the chance to speak to other actors and directors who've had relationships maybe over the course of the movies, but that's amazing that you guys have that relationship. But just to talk about the other elephant in the room, and you said Scott and Marco are friends. I took the time to research some of the previous fights they've had on film. I mean, legendary stuff. But what was it like working with Scott Adkins on this?
Well, it was really awesome working with him. Besides, he's an amazing actor. He's an underrated actor. He's really great, uh, doing what he knows what to do. But beside that, I discovered he is also a cinephile.
Hmm.
And that he also made home movies with his friends when he was, a teenager in the 90s, like just like us. So we had a connection there with that, and I gotta recognize I was really nervous before, getting into this movie, before the shooting, because I knew that Scott had made, you know, I don't know, 60 or more movies, action movies, so he knows really well what is how to shoot an action scene. He can direct he perfectly can direct his own movies. So I wanted to demonstrate him that I was prepared, and that I was able to do something at that level or better. That's what I wanted. I wanted to try. I tried to make the best fight between them. That was the goal for me.
Well, those were fantastic, and at times I knew I had to talk to you, right? And I'm watching the movie but then I was just engrossed in it, right? And that's what a movie like this needs. I wasn't thinking about the editing; I was just in it. but that's the magic. I mean, you did a tremendous job with the editing. The fights were fantastic. The shootouts were fantastic. Everything. And I actually did find myself laughing out loud at certain points, especially with Alana De La Rossa. I really enjoyed her character. Did you have any input in the writing phase of this, or was it really, I think it was Matt Sampson and Marco and Scott are credited with the writing here, but did you have any input there, or did they come up with that themselves? Because I
Yeah,
really enjoyed those interactions.
I am. Yeah, I'm part of the team of. We wrote the story together,
Okay.
so I was there too. And well, Alana De La Rosa, I gotta say, she was. We discovered her through the process of in the casting. One of the producers, Jason, showed me her tape, and when I saw her, I was like, "Wow! I mean, she's the girl." And more than that, she's better than the girl that we were thinking. You know, she's trying, she's bringing something really strong to the character. So I showed the tape to Scott, and Scott the same reaction. This is the girl right away. You know, and then we did the not rehearsals, but we read a lot the scenes with Scott and Alana. We talked about the scenes. We had a lot of conversations about their characters to get to what you can see in the movie. I mean, but everything was prepared. I mean, we when we got to the set, we already knew what we wanted and what these characters needed to be on the screen. So pretty proud of that work. And I gotta say that Alana, we were really surprised also with Scott, like saying this girl is fixing all the scenes. You know, it's like she's bringing so much into the movie, and she made the movie better. So I'm really proud of her too.
Excellent. Yeah, I mean, at times I was more scared of her than Marco's character. You know, she brought a lot of. I was like, whoa, she's really getting at it here. This is very good.
Yeah.
Well, let's talk about the location. The film was shot in Colombia. Looked to be on location for most of it. Was there anything on set, or were we really in the streets of Colombia? I mean, and there's a factory setting I was amazed by. How did Colombia factor into the making of this?
Well, everything is real. We have no sets. So it's the real Colombia, real streets, real locations. We wanted, I mean, it was something that we thought, and we really wanted to show the city, the country, and to feel that flavor of the country, to make the movie unique, you know, to have another landscape, and try to feel that this action movie is bringing something new, this Latin flavor. For example, the factory that you were mentioning, that was not in the script, was different. It didn't have this tower. And when we saw this tower, we said, I mean, somebody gotta fall, you know? We cannot, I mean, we cannot use just the first floor if we have this huge location, you know? So we adapted the script to make it work in that location, and well, you know what I'm talking about. I cannot spoil anything.
You know, please don't. But it's a lot of fun. I saw that and I was like, oh my God.
Yeah,
Very cool. Very cool.
yeah.
And last question. Were there any real fights between Marco and Scott? Did they ever duke it out? Did they ever fight over the coffee or the last empanada in Colombia or anything like that?
Not really, but you know that their fights are pretty close to real. I mean, they really hit each other sometimes to make it real, you know. And then it's everything it is controlled, you know, but they hit each other. I mean, they gotta be to make it look real, and be able to have that raw feeling about them, you know.
Yeah, I absolutely agree. I mean, there's some scenes with Marco where, I mean, I just saw him selling it, right? A part of And I think a part of the art of being a stuntman is you're working around the actors, you're dancing around the actors, and these guys were dancing around each other in incredible ways. Like maximal professionalism, incredible talent. I mean, obviously these guys are some of the best martial arts performers in the world, if not the best martial artists, you know. So I just got to say hats off, and your camera work during those scenes, your editing was just top notch. I mean, and it was a very fun movie. I greatly enjoyed it. And I think unfortunately we are out of time. Ernesto, trust me, I'd love to ask you just many more questions, but thank you. The
I
movie
understand.
premieres June 13th, video on demand, and that's it.
Cool, man. Thank you very much. And the guy behind the camera is Nicolo De La Fere. He's awesome in action, shooting action movies. Awesome DP. So I gotta mention him too.
Shout out to Nico. He did amazing. It was fantastic stuff. Thank you so much,
Cool, man.
Ernesto. God bless.
You too, man. Thank you.
This is Derek Scarzella. If you've made it this far, thank you for watching or enduring. If you're feeling generous or even just mildly entertained, please like, subscribe, and comment to support the channel. I know you've got opinions. Don't even try to deny it. Drop them in the comments. Argue with me. Argue with each other. You are officially invited to engage in glorious internet combat. You can also find me on X, the artist formerly known as Twitter, Instagram, Threads, Instagram's awkward little brother, and the granddaddy of them all, Facebook. Oh, and while I've still got your attention, my novels The Vicious Game and Knuckle Crack Bone are up on Amazon. They're unapologetically gritty, punch-you-in-the-face crime stories with rave reviews. If you give them a shot, I'd be honored. Thank you again for watching. Rest well, hero. You're home.